All right. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Uh, this video is going to be a little different. Um, and I'm just recording this. I'm not going to dwell on this too much. It's too much good stuff that I have going on in my life, and too much good vibes and good energy that I have going on with this channel to be in a bad state for too long. But I gotta get this out. Sure, by now most people probably know about the passing of Kobe Bryant. Um, Kobe was one of my, not one of, Kobe was my favorite basketball player of all time. More than Jordan, more than LeBron, more than anybody else, Kobe was the reason why I love basketball so much. I remember, I think I was like 9, 10 years old, being a fan of Kobe. Matter of fact, I think I was 10, being a fan of Kobe. Or I already was kind of a fan, but when it was cemented, like Kobe was my favorite player, and it was at a time where, at least amongst my friends, everybody loved Allen Iverson, and my family for that matter. And don't get me wrong, I love Iverson. Iverson's the man, but like everybody just hated Kobe, and I couldn't understand why. Like Kobe was amazing. Like Kobe was spectacular when I watched him play basketball, and I'm like, I don't understand how anyone's rooting against this man. And he would win, like the Lakers just won. Ah, those are the days. It's like I'll always see people like hating on Kobe and all sorts of stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, Kobe's winning. They blamed it on the fact that Kobe had Shaq to fall back on. Took him a while. He ended up winning more rings than Shaq. Then the argument became, oh, he still has one ring less than Jordan, or he's not as efficient or as good as LeBron. Like all sorts of stuff that people have done over the years to try to minimize how great Kobe is. It's like at the end of the day, we technically shouldn't even be looking at Kobe in the manner that we look at him as in the first place. Kobe wasn't the biggest player. He wasn't the strongest player. He wasn't the fastest player by no means. Yet, just the work that he put in to get better and the time that he put in to get better at basketball made him better than everybody else. Just will and drive alone and work ethic made him better than everybody else. Like he wasn't the shooter that Ray Allen was. He wasn't as explosive as a LeBron. He didn't have the leaping ability of a Vince Carter. He wasn't as fast as a Steve Nash or an Allen Iverson or anything like that. He wasn't, skill-wise, Kobe wasn't, or at least from a physical standpoint, he didn't have the gifts that other player had outside of maybe height. And even there, like most players are still taller than Kobe. He was still better. Kobe was amazing. And then over the years, it's like Kobe's approach to life in general was amazing to me. I may have talked about it on a previous video maybe a year or two ago, but Kobe is responsible for a quote that more than anything else identifies with me and how I live my life. Or at least it put me at ease with how I live my life. And I started doing my art endeavors, or when I decided I was going to start like trying to make a business or make a life out of my art around like age 21, 22, 30 now, by the way. I had a hard time sort of balancing extracurricular stuff in my life, shall we say, and my artwork, like socializing and stuff like that, being with friends and family. I had a hard time dealing with and balancing that and my art. And I will never forget think it was Kobe Bryant's Muse, the documentary, where he said, if you want to be great at anything, you have to be willing to make sacrifices. And he said that if you don't sacrifice for your dreams will become the sacrifice. Now, these are things that most of us have heard millions of times in our life. I've heard it a dozen times. But he said, and this is what struck a chord with me, he said, if you're going to be great, the sacrifices that you're most likely going to make, and you're going to make big sacrifices from what you have, giving that up or taking time away from that in order to have the things that you want or are trying to achieve, you're going to have to sacrifice being a good brother, a good dad, a good granddad, a good son, a good daughter, a good mother, a good girlfriend, a good wife, a good sister, a good aunt, a good grandma, etc. You're going to have to sacrifice being there for those that mean the most to you in your life to achieve the things that you need to achieve. And I heard him say that. And I also heard him say, which blew my mind and I thought was ridiculous at the moment until I thought about it deeper. He said that in terms of him being there for his family and being a good husband, he said he failed miserably. I'm thinking like, no, you didn't. But to him, he did, and the reason why was because he wasn't there. It's not that he wasn't even providing for him. He wasn't there for him. Yet, he eventually still got to have that time with his family. His family still loved and cared about him. They understood what he was doing. I don't know why I keep hitting the camera, by the way. They understood what he was trying to do. They understood his passion for what he was doing. And it wasn't like he was sacrificing his family and his friends for no reason. Like he loved basketball and he wanted to be the best at it. And his family understood that. And they knew from the results that he was busting his ass for basketball. Like, his friends and family was his sacrifice. When Kobe wasn't on a basketball court, he more than likely was practicing the game of basketball. If he wasn't on an NBA floor, he's on a floor somewhere practicing. Kobe's going to the gym, shooting shots in the dark at like 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. Who does this? Like, that's how serious he was about his craft and what he wanted to do. And that's the amount of time that he was willing to dedicate to it. The sun's not even up yet, he's working. There are no lights on, he's working. He doesn't even have access to a basketball, he's working. People are still asleep, he's working. People are out partying, he's working. People out having fun, people socializing, he's working. That completely put my mindset at ease. It's like, okay, it's gonna suck. Some people may understand, some people may not understand. It's gonna be a bit of an adjustment, but I need to do this for me, so I need to dedicate the time that I feel like is necessary for me to do what I do, which is a lot of time, in order to get better at it. And so I started to. And I feel happier for it. I actually feel worse when I don't dedicate my time to stuff like this, or my artwork, my comic books, my speed paintings, my drawings, my sketches. I'm just sitting up here now just doodling random stuff because, like I said, I'm still kind of trying to make sense of all this. It's like, I refuse to just sit up, and don't get me wrong, I've been sad quite a bit over this Kobe stuff, but it's like, and the fact that, like, he passed away and he died in the fashion that he did with his daughter blows my mind. But at the same time, that man had too many great accomplishments, great philosophy, great motivation. He did so many great things for me to sit up here and feel bad about Kobe. His life was much more than that. So I almost feel like it's grieving and mourning I accept, but I already know how stuff like TV works, how the media works, how the news and stuff works. They're gonna shove this Kobe, they're gonna shove Kobe in your face in a very sad manner a lot over the next, who knows how long this is gonna take place. But at some point, you have got to tear yourself away from that type of stuff, because I already know people that's sitting up just watching the news, focusing on the fact that Kobe died in a helicopter crash. I'm not even thinking about the way that he died. I'm only thinking about the fact that, like, the greatness that that man accomplished in the 41 years he was on this planet. Like, Kobe's 11 years older than me. Like, that's crazy. I don't even know how many lifetimes it would take me to do the things that he did in his short time on this planet. Like, that's crazy. And I'm not going to sit up and, especially considering I've never even met the man before, but he had an impact on my life nonetheless. I choose to remember those impacts that he had, the words of motivation, all those type of things, the actual games that I watched him play, the moments that I watched him play, the ups and the downs. Like, I remember all of that. I'm not going to sit up and dwell on the fact that, his actual passing. Because in theory, he hasn't gone anywhere. We're still sitting here talking about him. We will continue to. Like, his legacy is outstanding. Like, it's ridiculous. No one's going to forget Kobe. And the media tried for the last, I don't know, half a decade trying to make people forget about Kobe. Now here we are. It's like nobody could forget about him. No one's going to. So, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. It's just, this is all crazy. But, like, I'm going to keep putting in work, keep putting in effort, keep trying. Those were the things that Kobe talked about. So things that Kobe preached. Putting in the extra effort. Putting in the time. Waking up early. Getting more accomplished than you thought you were capable of. Like, these are the things that he talked about. So I need to do that. I can't feel bad about his passing forever. Gotta move on. So, yep. I think I'm done babbling for right now. And I need to make this video to draw and sort of get my mind into a better space. So like I said, I refuse to feel bad about Kobe, his life, his legacy, and whatnot for an extended period of time. I'm not going to do it. One thing that we all have control over in our lives more than anything else is our minds. And I turned the TV on briefly this morning, and all I saw was that, and it's like, nope, not happening. Not about to make me feel bad about Kobe. So I probably won't be watching TV outside of maybe like wrestling, like I typically watch anyways, for the foreseeable future. Not that I watch a whole lot of TV anyways, but I know I'm staying far away from all televisions for a while. Don't want to know about any news. I don't want to know about nothing. So yeah, I'm done babbling. Thoughts and prayers go out to Kobe's loved ones, his wife and his kids, and I hope you all have a good one. I'm out.